half-forward flank position. Off hands. Heffernan did well to Brown of Melbourne. Brown now spearing the kick to Bruce. Did it well. Found some space. Onto the right boot. Kick towards the spring hill to Robertson. And Neitz from behind. Oh, he's on strong already. Well, second grab inside 50, Gary.
We often say, Eddie, that if he kicks the first one, David Neitz is in for a big afternoon. Now, he has missed his first set shot. He needs to get back on the horse very quickly. Twice he's been on the end of a Cameron Bruce pass. I'm not sure you want Russell Robinson right there, but when you got hands like that, doesn't tend to matter.
David Neitz lining up for goal. Beautiful reverse angle shot. Gives it a bit of height, usually he does, and on this occasion, he gives it everything. Splits the middle. 1-1 to David Neitz. That's the Melbourne score, and scores a level at the MCG.
Pretty important. He got another shot pretty quickly, Neitzy, and he did. Now, whoever's on Cameron Bruce has got to tighten up as well, because if you give him too much room and too much space, then he is going to hurt you and hurt you pretty badly. Great mark, by the way. That is a contested mark in the true sense of the word. So David Neitz has started well. Quality player, and well, he's going to have his hands full. Ty Zantuck.
It took half an hour to calm him down. Had to give him a cold shower after the game last night. Uze, the Bowden, who's done it well. He's the man who's filling the hole. But Gary's called it a free kick to Neitz for holding against Zantuck. We need to have a good look at this one.
Well, this is born out of the fact that David Neitz is just physically too big, too strong for Ty Zantuck, and he gets desperate.
Let's have a look. Oh, please.
Yeah, it would have had to have been earlier than that, because there is absolutely nothing in that from Ty Zantuck.
I don't think they met before that, Gary.
No, well, it's a shocking decision. Well, may you shake your head, Ty.
Good Gelly.
It's our mate out there, Colin Ralston, has been known to blow the whistle early before, Ed.
Shotgun.
Shotgun.
Neitz kicks his second.
No, it's a soft one. It's a soft one that the Tigers can't afford to have at this particular stage. David Neitz looms as the biggest obstacle on the ground for well, there's no free kick there, so something must have happened before then. I don't know whether we've got another shot of it. Well, otherwise it's just
he's got it wrong.
Horrible call. But he does loom as the biggest obstacle, David Neitz. 2 early goals.
Says the umpire. Kellaway gets it moving. Tigers in trouble now. Neitz gets it back. The handball came from Dragicevic. His first touch back from those knee injuries wasn't a good one. Now Ward in his 100th game kicks the goal. Big goal to Walsh. Walsh gets his left foot snap on the goal and puts it through.
And that is goal number 24,000 for the Melbourne Football Club, Gary. That's their 24,000th goal.
Jeez.
In the history of their existence in the competition.
Absolutely. So well done to Peter Walsh in his 100th game. Great effort. Good snap here.
I'm just flabbergasted. I was speechless after that.
Well, I was doing
how many of those did you kick, Gary?
I was doing some...
contributed 400 and something.
Doing some light bookwork during the week and uncovered that, Gary. The history since 1897 of the Melbourne Footy Club. Ottens, and there he is, the man, Walsh, picked up in the end by the Demons as they go forward. Rigoni, it may have been. Robinson flies and marks.
It was a courageous mark, Gary.
That is a great mark, and it'll be a great confidence booster for Russell Robinson, flying with, running with a fly to the ball, just throwing himself there. That is, you don't know what's coming the other way. Joel Bowden, perhaps. Oh, he got nudged down the road. There's nice work by Miller off the footy, which protected Robertson in the end. He's a big confidence player, Russell Robinson, and a couple of grabs like that could just set him off. 205
career goals, just 15 this year. Has missed 1 game for Melbourne this year.
15-22 as well, Brian. He's usually a better kick than that.
He is indeed. A little bit under where he should be. This one directly in front from 50 metres. Little bit of left to right. It looks great off the boot. Neitz applauds.
Now, you know, you can dissect this game and strip it right back. There was a pass in the middle of the ground for a Richmond player. Right here it is, Dragicevic. Now, that should have hit. Brad Otten's on the chest, and they should have been deep into attack for Matthew Richardson to compete one out. As it was, he missed the target, the ball gets turned over, and there's Russell Robertson marking and kicking a goal. That's not a result of great Melbourne play. That is a bad error by Richmond, and if they're going to get better, they've got to eradicate.
Richardson elevated, couldn't grab the ball. Broadbridge at half-back for the Demons.
Heffernan's all on his own on centre wing. The kick wasn't that flash, but he's got 10 minutes to pick it up. Now he can handball over the top and does. White from 75 out, kicks to the pocket. Uze on the lead, marks in front of Hyde.
A beautiful pass for the ball, Jeff White, isn't he? I mean, he served them up to David Neitz last week beautifully, and on this occasion, hits Uze lace out.
Strikes the ball sweetly, doesn't he, Gary? There's no force into it. He just finesses the ball, times it beautifully off the boot.
A bit like his golf, Ed. He's a beautiful golfer, and that's not to sound facetious.
No,
but it's all in the timing of things.
Yep, just got lovely stroke play on the club and also with the boot. And look at that for a good kick.
Plays golf for
magnificent. Well, that one went 300 metres straight down the middle. That was a beautiful kick from Adem.
A talented player, a very talented player indeed. The reason there were 2 free here, Hartigan had made a lead down the middle of the ground for the Tigers and was completely ignored, was 70 metres on his own. Ball got put inside Melbourne's forward line, it rebounded, and then they were just lining up. And this is, you know, he's a superbly skilled footballer, Adem. We see it week in and week out. Well, it mattered all that much.
Yeah. That is the only rule that should count, isn't it? The prior opportunity.
Yep.
Ragoni's kick is a beauty to the hot spot. Up goes Neitz off hands. Holland. Now Bruce is in there. Spills out. He's got it again, Holland. He's got it again and kicked the goal on the left boot. Ben Holland rubs it into his old team's nose.
You just got to kill the contest down there when the ball's bubbling around like that. I think Dragicevic is a player that had it there for a short period of time. You just got to kill it, get it out of bounds, get it out of the danger area. He just coughed it back up again, and all that does is give the forwards who are milling around another opportunity. So, and a good centering kick from Guy Ragoni too. Difficult circumstances, but it's probably been Richmond's mistakes more than anything else that have cost them goals here today.
Good defensive play. Now Wheatley will go into the middle of the ground, looking for a contest here with Holland. One out from him, just too big, too strong. Don't know what happened with the match up there. Now they've got the run. Broadbridge has come all the way down from the back line. He marks, takes Roden on far too easily. Driving ball by Broadbridge to Miller, who marks deep. There was no pressure on the Roden kick.
Joel Bowden was a long way from Brad Miller. A long way.
No pressure by Roden on the kick. And Miller will line up deep in the pocket for the Demons, but should kick it. It's about 25 metres out. There's the angle. 7 goals this year. Make it 8 goals this year for Brad Miller.
Will be an important player come September, Brad Miller. Make no mistake about that. With the focus that goes on to David Neitz and now Ben Holland, his ability to run around the ground, he pushes up beautifully at the footy. The fact that he doubled back there, I think, is an important string to add to his bow as a forward. I mean, you've just got to mix and match and make sure that your opponent is guessing as to where you're going.
So the Demons put back-to-back goals on the board. Their 10-point lead, the biggest margin of the match so far. And they're just starting to run into a bit of form now, the Demons, as Heffernan knocks it forward. Wheatley's been very busy this quarter. Kicks it up. Good play from behind. Spills to White, though, who ran on with the ball. Lining up the goal for 2 in a minute is Miller. He's got the 2. They've got 3 in a row. The Demons are away.
They're going to sort this out, the Demons. This switch over that happens after the centre bounces can contest it, because that has just cost them another goal.
Yep.
Brad Otten started to work his way back to centre-half forward. Instead, he had to go, once the ball was decided here, that's in dispute, Brad Otten's is going to centre-half forward here, and there's Jeff White. You just see Otten's realise at the last minute, and he's 25 metres away. Don't go back to centre-half forward until the ball's decided or you win possession. It's cost you another goal.
Demons, you get the feeling, are just about ready to bust the game open. 3 in a row they've kicked, 2 of those to Miller. Important clearance here for the Tigers, couldn't get it. Johnston forward to Miller. Did he hold it? I think he may have.
No, you pay Richard on the siren. You certainly pay that.
Okay, well, he lines up for goal number 3 in succession.
Yeah, that's clearly a mark.
3 in 2 minutes.
Well, Joel Bowden, who'd had a fair bit of the footy early in the piece, 9 possessions, 5 handballs. He's got to realise that he is a backman. He's got a responsibility for a man.
The boys from Mount Gravatt in Queensland will line up for his 3rd consecutive goal in the 3rd minute. Got it. 3 in a row for Miller.
He'd be very hard-pressed to find 3 goals kicked in quicker time than those 3 to Brad Miller.
2 minutes 20, Gary.
Unbelievable. Now, just watch at the top of your screen, right at the top, you'll see Brad Otten's... Oh, sorry. You won't get it to see it there, but they're just winning it out of the middle far too easily here. And you can't give a key forward like that much room. So you're going to bite the bullet here to midfield for the Richmond boys.
Was running to the pocket, made the angle hard of every step. The kick out is taken and marked by Green. Green gets it away to Wheatley. Wheatley now looks up, kicks to the forward 50. Good-looking kick too. Beautiful kick. Vardy just ran onto it nicely. Handball over to Brock McLean. Steps around. Here's another first-year player who does not look at all uncomfortable in senior football. Brock McLean. That was magnificent stuff. And the skipper did the right thing and held the mark. Will line up from 15 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
That was a beautiful kick too. It was a sensational kick because David Neitz, he slipped when he led, and then he just saw Brock McLean here. He said, oh, I'm going to buy some time. Then realised that he had the big body in front of Ty Zantuck. All he had to do was put it in the little gap and space in front of the key forward and let him move into it at his own time.
So Neitz has 2 goals, all in that first quarter. This first to the Ponsford stand end. Just squeezed it through, I think. He's got it. His 3rd goal, David Neitz.
He's been hanging on. Hanging on might be the wrong phrase to use, but Ty Zantuck's been going okay. Don't underestimate that little bit of play there from Brock McLean. That is just a class act. Sums up the situation. There you go. Slips, buys himself some time with the balk. There he is. Just says, put it out in front of me, and then it's a long way around for Ty Zantuck. That's wonderful footy.
Demons back out to a 17-point lead after Neitz has kicked his 3rd goal. The other 2 goals that Neitz kicked came early in the first quarter. Reid out of the middle for Melbourne. Brilliant mark taken by Holland. Strong out in front of Callaway. And after a bit of a flurry from the Tigers in which they had shots on goal that they didn't get reward for, Melbourne are now just doing it all just before half-time. Ben Holland traded last year to Melbourne from the club he's playing against today. And here he is lining up for his 2nd goal of the quarter. Directly in front. There's the shot. We'll know before anyone else. Look at that. Ben Holland's got his 2nd. Melbourne by 23 points.
Well, I think we said not too long ago, the minute they take their foot off the pedal, the Demons will bang on some goals early. And that's the importance of winning the ball out of the middle and going pretty direct and straight. And it's a lovely finish. So getting some good return from their forwards. Holland with 2, Miller with 3, Neitz with 3. So that's 8 goals between their 3.
Did he infringe? No. Bowden out wide, but Miller will send it back. Got the short one on the pocket. White'll mark. Have to go back and take it. No, he plays on. Wheatley now. Driving ball. Neitz on the end of the square once again. Holland, the 3rd man in the contest. Neitz did well to hold the front position. Free kick. Advantage paid. Holland will run and kick a goal. His 3rd goal. And the first of the second half for the Demons.
Oh, Neitz has done all the hard work. Bright smile on his face. I've done all the hard work. I've been butchered here. and he doesn't even get to kick the goal because the advantage was paid, and Benny Holland just strolled in and kicked it out. I don't think they worry too much. The big three, the big key forwards for the Demons have all got 3 apiece now, and this is looking a little bit dangerous for the Tigers. Ben Holland, 3 goals on the board. He's enjoyed a good month.
Really under the hammer at the moment. Beautiful play by Johnstone. Just picked it up on the run. Magnificent stuff. And Bruce takes the mark. And that's the sort of spark we're talking about, Gary, from Johnstone.
Yeah, good was the pickup.
Up towards Holland. Oh, he's got him all day. And Ben Holland takes a beautiful mark. He has kicked 3 goals. And will need to hoof this all the 51 metres. But he's a confidence player. And his tail's up. Look at that. Gives it off to Brown. Neitz. Too easy. Yeah. Wasn't much Zantuck could do, I don't think.
No,
but,
not much support for Ty Zantuck.
Yeah, nothing there at all. No one in the hole.
The setup was a smart kick by Holland to come back into the middle. Gives then Nathan Brown the option of coming straight, going long, coming over this side of the ground. But then it just opened up beautifully for Neitz.
So David Neitz to stamp himself as the premier goal kicker on the ground today. From just inside the 50, a lovely kick is on its way. And he stems the tide of Tiger goals.
Well, this is part of this whole education process for Richmond. I mean, if we've got a long look at this, they've just got to work this area harder. They've got to know that Neitz would be a primary target. They've got to try and push back. The wingers have got to push back into the hole. Andy Cracker was sort of getting there, but was just a bit late. I mean, that's where they've got to start to work harder for each other. But David Neitz, again, he's got 4 goals on the board before 3/4 time without really dominating proceedings. Prepared to work hard and push up into space.
Good play by Bruce. He got between 2 Richmond opponents there, got it back from Whelan, and away go the Demons again. Neitz has got the sit this time.
Oh.
Flies, crashes the pack. Holland does the roving, flicks it out to Vardy, over the top to Robertson. Great football, Melbourne.
Good unselfish play from all the Demon forwards there. The kick to the middle of the ground, though, was the one that cost them. That is Callaway, whose courage denied Neitz the ball, but left Holland as his opponent standing up. Ends up with Vardy, who gets it over to Russell Robertson, who exercises a little bit of discretion rather than kicking it over into punt road. He just dribbles it one through. So just poor decision-making again.
Is the dominance for Melbourne, 26-11 and 2 goals to zip. Ottens flew high, got his hands to it. Wheatley to Green. Here's the shot for Robertson. Went up a mile at the hands of the pack. Miller kicks. Another goal for the Demons. His 4th.
It's all too easy. It's all too easy. The Tigers have worked pretty hard to get a goal, and then it comes down the other end, and the kick out was a strange one. It went straight to Darren Jolly, in fact. But look over the back here. Just, he's played very well, Brad Miller. He's had a very good afternoon. New opponent, Snow Bowden's back. Callaway for a minute, but might have been covering. Bowden back with him, 4 goals to Miller. Got a number on Kane Pettifer since Pettifer kicked 3 goals early in the match. Barely touched it since Broadbridge has moved on to him.
Johnson playing the advantage, finds the ball in the middle with a lovely place kick to Bizzle.
Up the corridor, the difference is stark.
Short ball to Jeff White, traps it, and let rip from here, unselfishly dished off to the lead of Neitz. And Neitz will line up virtually straight in front, about 25 metres out.
You could not have given a better contrast. Richmond came wide around the outside. They went to the Ottens lead that ended up just on the boundary. Melbourne win possession, rebound, and they came straight down the middle of the ground. And it ends up in the hands of their skipper out in front of goal.
This for goal number 60 on the season, David Neitz. He's kicked 4 today. Led and marked strongly. And there's the confronting task. And there is the result. Never in doubt. Neitz has 5 and 60 for the year.
He's coming back into a bit of form too, David Neitz, which is great to see coming into the finals. Just battled to kick a goal or 2, which was probably a good thing in the end for Melbourne because they had to find other avenues to goal. But he's come back nicely. He's got 5 today. He had 6 last week. And just as we head towards September, His leadership and poise and composure and strength over the footy is going to be a real key factor.
Then the Tigers were in front by a point at that stage. That was the last time they were in front. They've reduced the margin to 38 points. Jackson there for the Tigers. Bruce does it again. Gets it out to McLean. McLean's kick under pressure was absolutely magnificent. For a 200 gamer, that was a good kick. For a bloke playing in his first season in game number 7, that was sensational.
I don't think there's any worries about Brock McLean being a player. He makes good decisions. Just something happening off the footy here. It'll be a 50-metre penalty from an incident in the middle of the ground against, I reckon, Brad Ottens. So it's a certain goal. Certain goal. Jace, let's go down. Jason McCartney, he may have had eyes in the middle of the ground.
Yeah, I was watching Gary. It started off with Tim Fleming crashing into Heffernan in the middle, and then Brad Ottens come in and he give Clint Bizzle a bit of a shove in the face, test that face injury out.
All right, and Johnson kicks the goal.
Well, this is becoming the sort of result that Melbourne would have hoped for at the start of the day, and what Tiger supporters would have been dreading. Beautiful composure from Brock McLean. Again, Bruce involved, had another big afternoon, but that's just you don't really coach that. That is just an instinctive reaction to the footy under some pressure.
Forward, centre half forward, Miller off hands. This bloke's killed him. Bruce on the left foot, puts it out in front of his skipper. Getting nice and dark out there at the moment. The Seagulls have arrived. They've given up on Brian dropping. The crumbs have gone to the other end. Off hands. Have a look at this. Walsh trying to crash his way through. It spills to Brown, and Brown kicks the goal. They're out to a 50-point lead.
Yes, enjoying every minute of that, Nathan Brown. And that was set up by Peter Walsh, who just gritted the teeth and charged straight through the pack. Took a couple with him and was able to get the ball out loose. And nice finish from Nathan Brown, who just had floated down from the half-back flank. Covers a fair bit of ground, he does, in any given afternoon. And he's had, well, he's had another pretty good day for a back flanker. 18 possessions, managed a goal. And you love that one.
And there is no spark in this game at all. Zenta. Underground handball. Houlihan has robbed the Dravicevic. Here's a chance now. If Robbo can pick it up, this time can he kick a goal? He won't worry about it. He kicks it to his captain. That's one way to curry favour with the boss. And the boss kicks goal number 6.
Cameron Bruce, 31 possessions. He's had this. He's taken 7 marks. He's put it inside 57 times. He's rebounded it outside 50 twice. And quite surprisingly and unusually, in a scoreline that reads 19 goals 11, has not registered a score. Won't stop him from getting top votes on the ground, Brian. He has been dominant, and I tell you what, a little bit each way on the Brownlow would not be